Chapter 1.33, The Unforeseen Variable. The knocking on the door was like the ticking of a metronome, counting down the last seconds before something inevitable. Lilith stared at John, her body tense like a string ready to snap into flight at any moment. She was waiting for his decision. John scanned their pitiful shelter. Rusted pipes, a filthy mattress, a shattered terminal. The window opening onto endless acid rain and hostile neon. He closed his eyes, and in his mind flashed all his past attempts to run. The escape from the lab that led to an even worse prison. The escape from reality that turned out to be nothing but a change of scenery. He opened his eyes. There was no panic in them anymore. Only the cold, clear logic of a scientist facing a new, fascinating problem. "You're right," he said quietly, but in the oppressive silence of the room his voice sounded surprisingly firm. "Running is pointless. We don't know this city. We have nothing. We'd be prey, and as the protagonist of his genre, he'd corner us within hours. That's inefficient." Lilith looked at him in surprise. She had expected fear, but not this calm, almost mathematical analysis. "But if this is his story," John went on, the same gleam returning to his eyes that she had seen before when he solved the most complex equations, "and he is its main character, following his script, then we are his new, unforeseen variable. An anomaly. He came for the clue that belonged to his old narrative. But he doesn't know that the bearer of that clue, you, are no longer a passive object, and that now beside you there is me." He looked straight at Lilith. "Let's not run from his plot. Let's hack it. Let's see how his script reacts to an anomaly it can neither comprehend nor predict." He nodded toward the door. "Open it." Something in his voice, in that sudden calm and confidence, worked on Lilith. She no longer saw a frightened scientist, but someone else. Someone who had accepted the rules of the craziest game in the universe and was ready to make his move. She took a deep breath, walked up to the door, and without hesitation yanked it open. A man was standing on the threshold. He seemed carved out of shadow and rainy night. A long, soaked trench coat, the brim of a hat hiding his eyes. He smelled of rain, cheap synthetic coffee, and something else, ozone like after a blaster shot. He wasn't a thug. He was lean, wiry, and his entire figure radiated absolute predatory focus. He slowly raised his head. His heavy, piercing gaze passed over John as if he were just a piece of furniture. He looked only at Lilith. "Lilith," he said, his voice as hoarse and weary as the city itself, "I knew I'd find you." He stepped inside. The door behind him remained open, letting in the roar of the rain and the flickering glow of neon signs. The game had begun.